Hey guys, welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween. Today's look is a red ghost from Guillermo Del Toro's Crimson Peak. So to start off, I just flattened down my brows. This is a super sped up version, but essentially it's Goldie Starling's method for covering her brows, so you can check out her video to get to more detail on that. And then using a white pencil, as always, I just sketched out for myself where different lines and contours would need to be on my face. And from there, I took an orange and red water-activated face paint and just filled in my face. I used the orange to act as a lighter tone to create a warmer red, as well as kind of act as a highlight for now. So I applied it first and then started using the red as a way to create my shadows and start building up my contours a bit more for myself. With a super rough base down, I then jumped right into my black eyeshadow. And for this look, I use this a lot to really just start literally sketching out all the different areas of the face, constantly looking at my reference picture to see where different folds in the skin are, where different contours lie, and where shadows needed to be applied. For the eyelids themselves, I of course practiced my tried and true method of putting down a gel liner and then just setting that with a matte black eyeshadow. That way it won't move or shift on you while your eyes are opening and closing throughout the night. I used the shadow here as a really nice way to just lightly figure out where all the contours needed to be. As you can see, I kind of focused on one side of the face first and took my time to figure that out before I really moved on to the other side. Hence why here we jumped ahead to a pretty finished side of the eye, just because I took the time to figure out exactly what the heck I was doing. For small detailed areas like along the nose, it helps to just put down a bit of product and then use a clean brush to just blend it out by pulling out straight, and then you get a lot easier fade offs on all of the lines that you make. Something kind of fun about the fact that I was making this up as I went is that you see I did two different methods. On the other side, I originally did all those lines around the eyes with just the eyeshadow. And then here I was actually using my water-activated face paint to do a lot of the detailing. So I kind of just jumped ahead with that. I still use the shadow throughout as a way to fade off different areas and create softer line work, but you could do most of this with just a liquid liner or your fine detail brush. For the mouth, I made it so that the point where my lips meet were a little bit more hidden by making them fully in the black area. And then for the teeth, the reference picture I was looking at actually had it so the top row of teeth was more just gum indentations where teeth should be but are no longer. So to do that, I kind of outlined where teeth would be and then used the shadow to make almost little indents, as well as using a white face paint along the gums to create some reflect and give the idea of a more slippery texture to them. For the bottom row, it's kind of the same MO of just doing regular teeth, remembering that lower teeth are quite a bit smaller, so I made them long and have a little bit of a root system showing. And then I also kind of referenced where the molars would be at the back. After taking a little bit of shadow to them to make them not so perfectly white, I then did the same outlining along them and adding a little bit of line work to give them some texture with the black liner. And then using a black eyeshadow, I just kind of faded in the back areas to make them look a little bit more recessed and in the actual mouth. I did similar highlighting with the white face paint before moving back onto the face and cheeks. And for this, I did carry some of that highlighting along, but also started building up the cheekbones, which I had kind of left alone. The sculpt on the actual prosthetics are very textured. They all have line work throughout, so it's good to kind of just add in those shadows as you go throughout the makeup. For the cheekbones, I definitely wanted to really hollow them out, so I added some black and just straight up blended it in those areas. And then you can see here, I kind of went all over the face with that white again and just added highlighting in a lot of different areas, along edges, areas that I would want to pop out and would catch light. This was just to better help define everything, as the look could get a little bit muddied if it was kept too dark, so I wanted that really strong, bright highlight with the white. For some sexy ghost hair, I took a kind of a neon red color. It was supposed to be red, but it's almost kind of orangey. Just temporary hairspray, sprayed that in. I pinned back the rest of my hair so it would keep kind of that short, gross, greasy look. And then jumped onto the neck by just applying the same orange and red. For this, I looked at different pictures of ghosts from the series. They all have kind of different body structure, so you can kind of do whatever you feel like. This is very inaccurate anatomy for a human, but for whatever creatures they are, totally works. You also could just follow your own collarbones if it's easier for you, and then you can just kind of follow your own bone structure, whatever you're feeling. But all the same steps, crazy shadowing, extra texturing, and you'll get a neck area that looks ghostly. But that is it for my red ghost look. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It means the world to me, but obviously at your own discretion. You will of course see me tomorrow for 31 Days of Halloween. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you then.